Today I'm going to take my recipe for a Texas style chili and just completely vegify it. 100% vegetarian and it's so flavorful. It all starts with these chilies. And there are three types of dried Mexican chilies here. Guajillo chili, chiles de arbol, and pasilla. And it is essential to try to find chilies like this to find the right flavor in this chili. Now these chilies have lots of seeds inside them and you don't want it. It's gonna just make the chili a bit gritty. So try to take out as much as you can. And also the stem needs to be removed as well. You want to turn the Instant Pot to saute mode to dry roast these chilies to extract even more flavor and to soften them a little bit. So pot is on, just saute. It might get a bit intense in the kitchen. These chilies do release quite an aroma that gets into your throat. I know I was coughing, but that's how you know you're doing it right. Then you can transfer this into a bowl or in the pitcher for a food processor and add some veg broth, enough to just cover these chilies. We want them to now soak so we can pulse it later on. So now it's time to actually work those veggies. So olive oil in the Instant Pot, back in saute mode on normal. And we're gonna saute and cook out the cinnamon stick and the bay leaf until they smell aromatic, and then add in the veggies, which here includes lots of chopped onions, peppers, jalapenos, and some minced garlic. Now if you want, you can put mushrooms in here as well. That would add a lot of body and it'd be really delicious. Although I am using mushroom flavored broth, which I'm super excited about, and I think that will help add some of that umami flavor in here. Okay, so now sweat it, use some salt to help cook out these veggies until they have softened. And while that's happening, puree your chilies, and it's gonna have this nice, rich red color. And once the veggies have softened, then add in those chilies that we just pureed in here. And along with that chili paste, add in your chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. Break that up into smaller chunks. I quite enjoy having small pieces because those small chunks that are not completely pureed taste really nice, sweet and spicy and smoky at the same time. Cook this out. The more we cook it out and the more moisture we wick out of this mixture, the more intense that flavor mixture would be. And this is very similar, strangely, to Indian cuisine, where you cook out the masala, the base flavoring of the recipe. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We cook it to intensify the flavors. As that has thickened, it's now time for me to add the dried spices. And there's a number of spices in here, including cumin, paprika, cayenne, coriander, oregano, some allspice as well. And we're gonna use that to add even more flavor, and we'll cook out these dried spices along with that chili paste with the veggies. Once you have a mixture that has dried quite a bit, it smells nice and aromatic, you don't really smell raw spices, then add in cocoa powder. And the cocoa powder just helps intensify these flavors and adds a weird sweetness. Even though cocoa powder is not sweetened, it just helps mold out and flare out all the flavors that we are cooking out here. Instead of cocoa powder, you can also choose to use Mexican chocolate. Try the dark version if you can. Once that has cooked out for another minute or two, add in some coffee. And while I am using coffee to, again, mold out and create that umami flavor in this chili, some recipes also use beer, so pick what you want. And once you've let that simmer for 5-7 minutes, then add in your cooked beans. Along with that, add in some diced tomatoes. These are the Italian kind. And then goes in our mushroom broth. Mix that up. You can add a pinch of salt if you want, but we can adjust that at the end. And then I'm gonna cook this in slow cook mode for 4 hours on the normal setting. And once that has cooked out, you want to open the Instant Pot and just take a look at the consistency. You can adjust the consistency in two ways. You can just gently simmer it like I am over here, or you can use corn flour or masa harina. Now, I don't exactly I can withstand the flavor of a masa harina, actual proper corn flour slurry in the chili, but I prefer it much more without it. And once you have the right thickness, the right flavor, you've adjusted all the seasonings, well, it's time to serve a bed of rice into your bowl to enjoy this chili. And you can check out how to make the best, easiest basmati rice that goes super well with this chili linked down below. And on goes the chili. And this is looking so intense, packed with flavor. And I'm super excited, but it's gonna be better as I add on a blend of Mexican cheeses on top. My blend here contains a mix of Monterey Jack, Brick, and Havarti, all spiked with some chili. And while you can't wait for the heat from the chili and the rice to melt that cheese, you can of course always go a step further, which is torching this with a flambe torch. And that just adds this smokiness that I really enjoy. It tastes so nice. And you top it off with some sour cream, bit of cilantro. Later on, when I had more of this chili, I put some avocado in here. It is really your own canvas. You can do what you want with this chili because it's just such a nice, delicious, spicy base full of flavor. So go ahead and try it out. Let me know how it turns out. And if you did end up finding a good Mexican chocolate for this chili, let me know down below because I'm gonna try to find it and I'll use it in my next recipe that involves a chili. I'll see you all on the next one. See ya.